Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. So, how are you? How's your day? Martin?
Good.
Good. Okay, so since you are good today, so let's start with our lesson. Last time we were not able to had a class, right? Okay, so today we're gonna move on to our class. So can you still remember what we discussed last time, or you already forget everything? Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, is my voice clear, Barton?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm sharing my screen right now. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So if you can see the screen here. So last time, our book, okay, here's your book. Wait a sec. So we learn about the sign for how people learn, and we talk about memory. What have you remember about memory, our memory? What have you remembered when you talk about memory? What are the parts of our memory cells?
Yeah.
Can you still remember that? Okay, we have here. Yes.
No, teacher.
Okay, what have you remembered about the memory? Okay, let's talk about the book. Okay, here. We finished this, right?
Yes, teacher.
Can you see the screen? Okay, I will make it more bigger. Actually, this one I'm using a PDF.
Yeah.
Wait a second, because the fonts are so small. But can you see the screen? Is it okay? Or can you read the screen? Is it okay?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Let's try to make it. Okay, that's it. Okay. Is it bigger now?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, we finished discussing this. Where do we start, right?
Yes, teacher.
So how do we remember? So that was our topic last time. How do we remember? So when we talk about remembering something, like for example your memory, right?
Yes,
Your
teacher.
memory. Yes. So what about our memory? What are the parts of our memory that usually we can so we can retain those learning that we had? Can you still remember our discussion?
No, teacher.
No, you don't remember?
Yes.
So, I told you last time that our memory is composed of, wait a second. Okay, can you check on this? I've already downloaded this one. Okay, as we define the memory is, what about the memory? There are three. There are three parts of our memory, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, and what are those? Why do you learn today and then you can still remember them? Why? Okay, what are the parts of our brain that we need to take care of? Okay, okay, can you identify the parts of our brain, the parts of our memory? Okay, can you see this?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, this one. What is this? Hippocampus, right?
Yes, teacher.
So these three subcortical structures of our memory helps us to learn. Okay, especially the hippocampus, right? The hippocampus is, this one is, the memory is located in the middle of our brain. This one, large. You see that?
Yeah, teacher.
And how about cognitive maps? Why do we need cognitive? This is very important, the cognitive. Why? For example, you're gonna go to your school and you don't have cognitive maps in you, like it's not functioning. What will happen to you? What will happen to you? Yeah, when you travel, then your cognitive maps is not working. Your brain. You go to your school and then, yes, what will happen? Okay, cognitive maps will what? This is where we can we can picture anything, our environment, buildings, everything, right? So this yes, that's why it's called cognitive maps, because you can remember where your school is, right?
Yes,
Where
teacher.
where is the mall, and your house. So if there is something happen to that cognitive map, so you can locate your location, because this will help you locate the environment. It can produce picture or images. Okay, so hippocampus, okay, which is composed of almond structure and dentate gyrus. This one. and cognitive maps. And then last is the encoding. Coding. What does it mean? Encoding. What is encoding memories? Okay, for example, right now we're studying how does encoding works. Yes. How does encoding work? Martin, especially if you are, there are new words or new learning. How does this encoding work, Martin? Okay, when you learn new things, how does encoding work?
Encoding, okay. Encoding is converting information into a different format or code, so it can be stored, transmitted, or understood by another system. Is the opposite of decoding, reads it back into its original form.
Okay, so in short, in our memories, encoding is like encoding new memories, right? Like encoding new experience, and it will be consolidated it will be passed through the short and long-term memory, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, so the short term will be the things that you know right now, and it will be processed in another division of our memory, which is the long-term memory. So it will be passed on, but it will take time, right? It will take time. Yeah, so that's the amazing part of our brain, right? Very small cells, but the work of our brain is so much complicated through the memory. One of the small parts of our brain is the memory, but it's the way how life goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why so very important. That's why our brain is protected by the very, very strong bones, right? Which is what part of our brain, of our head, that protects the brain. The hard part is called, because this is our CPU. When we talk about computer, we have CPU, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, and in the human body, we have also the CPU, which is our brain. And one part there, just a small part in the middle, is the memory, which is very protected by our brain cells. Look at that. The memory, because without memory you cannot go on with your life, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, it's difficult. You cannot recognize anything. You cannot do anything because you cannot remember anything. Okay, so that's the very vital part of the memory. Okay, now let's move on to our book. Okay, so that's how we learn. Now let's proceed to Where's the gap? Now, we have here situation. Okay, we have here the situation. Okay, there are two situations here. Okay, and this situation will show you what could happen, okay, to a different, this one, how to get their attention, or how do we focus and retain information, right? Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this. Can you please example a situation, and then let's talk about it. Maybe you can give your own what is this, your opinion. Okay, this one. Okay. Chapter 1, where do we start? Knowledge gaps. Okay, let's begin with knowledge gaps. Can you please read this part here? This one.
Knowledge gaps. Before we examine multiple types of gaps, let's take a closer look at knowledge or information gaps. In most learning situations, it is assumed that the gap is in information the learner has just had the information that they could perform. I usually worked with a client on the project to teach salespeople how to create a project proposal for potential clients. The salespeople need to be able to choose which product best meets a client needs, and then to select a series of options so the product is optimally customized for that client. We were working on revising on an old course in which there were about 4 slides that listed each of the product features, and that was it. If you're learning this, do you think this equation adds up?
Okay, so we have here feature A, B, C, and D equals competent salesperson. So may I know first, so when we talk about salesperson, what's on your mind? What is a salesperson do or does? What is a salesperson does based on what you read? Okay, this one. What is it all about?
My mom's calling me. My mom's calling me. Teacher, my mom's calling me.
Okay, and what is it? What then?
Teacher. Hello, teacher.
Hello? Are you okay?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so what is a salesperson does before we proceed? Because it's very important that you know what a salesperson does. So from the word sales, are you familiar with these people? Sales people. What are they up to when we say sales people? What they're up to, Martin? They they are what? Okay, salespeople are selling products, right? Okay, so for example, salespeople sells a certain drive or hardware of the computer, right? Do you know what is a Do you know what is a hardware of a computer? Okay. So when we talk about hardware, so they have to present their product to the clients, right? Okay, and then the client would, or the salespeople would balance if the clients, if this product is really needed by the clients. So we have equations here, meaning to say there are choices that will feature A, B, C, and D that make a salesperson a competent salesperson, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have here, what are the qualities that the salesperson should have or should possess? Okay, let's dig out. Okay, let's dig out. Can you please read this one and then tell me about it? This one. Because this is related to the memory. Okay, can you please read this part here? And what are these attitude, or what are these qualities that the salesperson should possess? Okay, go. Read, and then we will differentiate back to you as a student. Go. Okay, can you please read?
No, of course not. Even if the learners memorized the exact operation on each of those slides, that would mean they were able to use it well too, but certainly having the right equation is the part of the equation.
Okay, and information is, can you please, this one is equipment. Can you please continue this?
Okay. Information is the equipment that your learners need to have in order to perform. Having information doesn't accomplish anything by itself. Study its college with the learners that have information to do things.
Okay.
Basically, you want to learners to have the right supplies for the journey.
Okay. So therefore, okay, this one here. Okay. Right information is part of the equation, right? So, example, in your class, Spartan, what are the right information you need? For example, specifically English class. in your class, okay, at school. So what should be the right information, or maybe mathematics? Okay, what should be the right information that you need to know? Can you give me example? Can you give me an example? Okay, mathematics, or what is your favorite subject? You can give me a specific. What does it mean when you say right information that you need as a student? Martin. Example in mathematics maybe, or social studies, or PE. Hello? Yes. Okay. What are the right information that, what does it mean when we say right information? As a student, what do you need to know? What is the right information that you need to know? Okay, for example, in your English class, that is very, what's that? proceed to the right information, okay, you need to know right information. For example, when you learn about math, so you need to know what are the basic operations of mathematics, right? Right, Barton?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. And how do you practice? For example, in mathematics, you know the basic operations of math, like minus, plus, division, multiplication. Now, how do you practice that? How do you practice? You know everything. You have the information, but how do you practice that?
By focusing.
Yeah, focusing and when you say practice. Yeah. Okay, Barton, when you say practice, at home, how do you apply the minus or plus when you are at home or when you are outside the school? Okay, how do you apply the minus, division, multiplication when you are out of your school? Example, at the mall. You go to the mall and you buy something. So how do you practice the operation of mathematics? Okay, example, what is this? The sales lady asks you, you ask the sales lady, how much is this? How much is your, shall we say, Nintendo? Is it Drive? Nintendo Drive? Or how much is the t-shirt? Okay, and then the sales lady would say, this is $10. Okay, $10. And your money is $20. So what's on your mind, Barton? $10, and then your money is $20. So, can you buy the t-shirt?
Yes.
Why? Why you can buy the t-shirt then?
I don't know.
The t-shirt costs $10, and your money that your mother gave you is $20. So can you buy it?
Yeah.
Is it enough?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the t-shirt is $10 and you have like $20, so that'll be like $10 to like to like be decreased.
Yes. So you say your information at school, your teacher said that the minus is like you minus or you less the total amount of what you will spend. Right? So 20 minus 10 equals
20 minus
10.
Yeah.
Right? 20 minus 10 equals 10. Therefore, you're thinking, okay, I can buy that t-shirt because I have $20 and 20 minus 10 equals 10. So I still have $10 in my pocket. So that is how we practice what we learn. The right information, right? Your teacher taught you the right information, and then when you go outside, you practice them, but or your daily life, then that is it. That is the learning process. Okay?
Teacher.
Yeah, that's the learning process. Now, when we say skills, Martin, what does it mean when we say skills? Skills. Okay, by the way, what is your skill, Martin, that you know, or what are your skills when student. What is your skills? Do you know what is a skill?
Yeah.
Yeah, example, give me one skill that you have. Do you have a computer skill?
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. So that is your, how do you learn? How did you learn computer?
By YouTube.
By YouTube. Okay, so that's, YouTube now is the right information, right? Example, YouTube about how to operate the Microsoft hardware, right?
Yes, teacher.
So you search. So that is called the right information in YouTube. Then you apply, you practice it, right? With your computer. And then you practice it again and again and again and again, right? Okay. How many hours do you spend just to practice what you learn? Martin, in a day. How many hours did you spend every day in computer to make it as, shall we say, skills? You develop a computer, have a computer skill. How many hours? Martin.
No.
But you can say, oh, I practice them, I practice these skills. So how many hours in a day? Do you spend like 3 hours minimum in the monitor or in your screen? 3 hours maybe, right? In a day. Right? Okay, so say practice makes your skills perfect, right?
Yeah.
Martin? Okay, so in short, Martin, when we learn, first we have theory, right? Theory, the right information, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right, you need to say not a mistake or not a wrong information. It should be scientifically proven, right? And
Yes,
it's
teacher.
correct. Yes. And then after that, you practice them, right? You apply. And that practice made up your skills in computer, right? So, as the days goes on and on and on, so these right information, practice, and skills make you more good or perfect, right? Not necessarily perfect, but at least you have the level of good skills, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, now, not only right information, practice, or theory, practice, or skills, but we have here the, what's this? The number 4, quality, or part of the equation. What is this? This is an attitude, right? What is attitude? Yeah, what is attitude?
Attitude means it's means of behavior.
Behavior.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, behavior. So meaning to say, even if you are good at theory, good in practice, good in skills, attitude. So what will happen? Are you competent by then? So here, as a salesperson here, attitude is very important with salesperson. Why? Why? If you are selling products, you're very good. You have a product, you have the skills, everything. But attitude, why as a salesperson should have a good attitude? Why? If you see some salesperson at the mall, and then you see them, like they're not talking to you, you're asking, hey miss, how much is the t-shirt or how much is the shoes? And then the salesperson just ignore and never answered you. So, what is your impression? So what will you do? Or what will you feel about that? Martin? You're always asking, hey miss, how much is the t-shirt? And then the sales lady just ignore or never tell anything. Or maybe she answered but in a very sarcastic way. Like, oh, why are you asking? Can you buy? Or do you have money? So is that the correct attitude? Pardon?
Yes, teacher.
Is that the correct attitude of a salesperson?
Bicicleteira.
Teacher.
No. So therefore, you can. Okay, if you are the buyer, are you going to buy the t-shirt? Barton, are you going to buy the product? Okay, no, you won't. Because the salesperson is not good when it comes to attitude, right? So you're gonna say, oh my god, I am buying your product, and then you don't listen, or maybe you don't, you're very sarcastic, so bye. Okay, so that's why in a sales world, or if you are a salesperson, you have to have a good attitude, right?
Yes, teacher.
So, yes, very vital. Otherwise, you cannot sell product, right? Okay, so remember, write information or theory, which is correct, and you practice them every day, and then you're gonna develop skills. You know, you have a very good skills, and after that, of course, if your skills are good, then you have to have a good attitude, and that makes the equation complete, right? You're gonna be a confident salesperson. Okay, Barton, I may ask. So if you are a student, and you want to be a good student with honors, or maybe not with honors, but you are highly appreciated by the teacher, you are on top. So how do you show a good attitude? How do you show a good attitude to your classmates and your teacher? Martin? How do you show a good attitude as a student? So how do you show? Because a salesperson should have a good relationship with the customers, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. How about the student? Because you are not a salesperson. Okay, let's say you are a student. So how would you show them? Okay, how would you show a good attitude? Okay, when it comes to your classmates and your teacher, so how do you show a good attitude then? If someone will ask you, Gordon, can you teach me? Okay, what will you say? What will you do? Can you help me with our homework, Barton? Okay, what will you say? What will you do? Okay, as a student, showing good attitude. Hello?
Hello, teacher.
Okay, so how do you show, for example, to your classmates asking you for help with the homework? What will you do then?
Help them.
Okay, do you help your classmates?
No.
So that makes you a good and competent student. So not only you are good at, you're good at mathematics or all the subjects, you are good in, practicing your lessons, and, you have a good skills in computer and everything. But you have to have a good attitude. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Equals, okay, the equation is a competent or a very, very complete student, or in our example, salesperson. So you have a bright future, you can reach your goal, right? Because, learning is not only practice, skills, but also you have to have a social skills, right?
Yes, teacher.
Social skills. You have to be friendly. You have to be approachable. You have to have a lot of friends, right? Okay,
Yes,
so
teacher.
that is how a person, a complete person is. Competent. Okay. So we have here, okay, basically you want your learners to have the right supplies for their journey. Okay, so right supplies for their journey is what the equation is, right? Okay, this one. The basic attitude, skills, and of course, theory. please read this last part here. This one. Okay, this is very important. Okay, this is very important. Martin, can you please read the last part?
Okay, hey teacher. But you also want your learners to know what to do with the information that they receive without knowing how to manage it is like having a radio gate that you don't know how to put up a or spread a large body on a radio TV camera and but still the create pictures because you do have the abilities needed to use it.
Okay, what does it mean? Do you understand what you read?
Yes, teacher.
What is it? What does it mean? This is so much interesting. Okay, your learners, example, you as a student want to know about correct information. And then, okay, you know that this computer is amazing, right?
Teacher.
It has a lot of features. And when you use it, for example, the phone, wow, this is a very good phone because this is iPhone. But you don't know how to use the features of that phone. So you buy it because you know that that phone has an amazing features, right? Has amazing features. But you don't use the features, right?
Yes, teacher.
So is that useful or useless? In that case, is the phone useful or useless? Okay, it would become, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't use the features. Okay, so just like here, you put up or spending a lot of money on a really terrific camera, but still taking cruddy pictures because you don't have the abilities needed to use it. So, correct information and skills would help you to become a good what? To become a good person, right? In skills and in other aspects. So, Barton, what do you realize about our topic today? This is in page 5. So, what do you learn about this very basic equation? Very good example of. And what do you learn?
About the learner and about the information.
Yes, information. And after receiving an information, what will you do with that information? We're going to practice them, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, yeah, just like mathematics, you have to practice the operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, wherever you go, okay? So develop the skills, right? So you're good at math now, but remember that you should have also also not only skills, but a good values or attitude, right? As a person. So you become a competent person or a competent student, right?
Yeah.
So you have a bright future in our society. Okay, so that's all for today. So I hope that you learned something today, Barton.
Okay,
You learned
teacher.
something?
Yeah, yes, teacher.
Okay, so next time, let's talk about. Uh, this is a pretty like about the job, but I will just make it simple for you. Okay. So, what are the benefits of the information age? Okay, right now we are in a gadget world, right? Very high tech. So let's talk about high technology next time. Okay, what does it contribute to you as a student and to our society as well? Okay, Barton?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so kindly read in advance. You have the book, right? Okay, kindly just research your book and then you read page 6 in advance. That is your homework, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so thank you so much, Martin, for your participation. I hope that you're gonna have a good day today. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
See you on Wednesday.
Thank you,
Oh,
teacher.
Wednesday? No. Thursday. Okay, bye, Barton.
Bye, teacher.
Okay.